What is going on, everyone? Welcome to my channel. If it's your first time here, my name is Nick. I'm your host. Today we are outside of Kansas City, Missouri at the Jesse James birthplace, family farm, and museum. I've never been here before. If you have followed my channel in the past, you know I love visiting and documenting these type of Old West figures, 1930s gangsters such as Bonnie and Clyde, all that stuff. So I'm very excited to see this today. We're going to head into the main entrance, get our tickets, and then we'll get on the tour. Appreciate you stopping by today and looking forward to having you come along for the journey. Let's begin. Welcome to the James farm. If you're interested in coming to visit, here's pricing below. Not too bad at all. So I just wrapped up watching a 20-minute film, intro film. I didn't know this, but there's about 28 movies made about Jesse James. She said this one right there is, with Brad Pitt, is about the most accurate, 85% accurate. So I'm gonna have to watch that. Jesse's mom's boots. Wedding license, his father's shaving mirror. And that was Mr. James, Jesse's father. Frank James, Jesse's brother, as an old man. Jesse did not live to be an old man. That's cool. How do you measure up to the James family? This is his mom's sewing machine. And a quilt made by her. Look at that. All the rips and tears in it. Wow. Oh, this is a medical kit, Jesse's stepfather, Reuben Samuel. Wow. Oh, and of course the horse saddles. That's really cool stuff. Young Jesse at age 16. This is good to know. They even have a tornado shelter here, in case it's needed. Hopefully not today. Well, this is Jesse's spurs and a riding glove. Holy cow. Whoa. The glove even has a hole in the in the pointer finger. But the spurs, look at these guys. Holy cow. That is awesome. Okay, I'm like freaking out right now. Y'all are not gonna believe what is behind this corner. I can't believe I saw it. We're gonna check out Jesse James' original casket, the bullet that was found in the casket, and even more. So excited to show you. Let's go. Okay, we're gonna start down here. Handles of original casket and case. We'll get to this in the video, but basically Jesse was originally buried here with his mom's request, so she can quote unquote keep an eye on her son in the grave. And then he was exhumed and moved about 13 minutes away from here. That's going to be in the next video. I'm going to go visit that grave. But handles of original casket and case. This is crazy. Bullet found in original casket. This kind of reminds me of the bullet that's on display that was pulled out of Abraham Lincoln. Recovered near the remains of the right foot and identified by John Clayton. It was fired from a .38 caliber Smith & Wesson revolver during the escape from the attempted bank robbery. It's believed that Jesse James was wounded and carried the bullet in his body until he died. Holy cow. That's crazy. In my 20-minute video that I watched, they were talking about that, the bank robbery, and they said Jesse James was shot. But I didn't know. I was just assuming the bullet, they got it out. But according to this, he carried this in him until he died. That's crazy. And are you ready for this? The original casket in which Jesse James was buried. Whoa. Jesse James was buried in his casket provided by law enforcement authorities in the yard of his birthplace. The body was moved to the family plot in Kearney in 1902. The original casket, having deteriorated, was thrown back into the grave and the remains placed in a new one. The original casket was discovered during the 1978 archaeological excavation. Wow. Can't believe I'm seeing this. Did not expect to see this today. It was an embalming table. Oh, duh, underneath. Wow. And next to this, Jesse James chair. Feather duster Jesse James was holding when shot. Oh my gosh. You guys see this? That's going to be in the part 2 video. It's going to be a 2-part video. We're starting off here. And then we'll go in the next video to his gravesite in the house he was killed in. But to see this. Feather duster Jesse James is holding when shot April 3rd, 1882. Wow. And then, oh, there's photos. Obviously that's him, no longer alive. There's the house that I'm gonna go see. In the next video, we're gonna tour that, see where he was actually killed. I'm actually going to go to that original location because the house was moved, but I'm going to go to the original location. That'll be in the next video, so stay tuned. And here was the casket. Wow, right there. In 1978 when they dug it up. And there it is, top of it today. A reconstruction of a classic bank robbery is what it looks like. Pistol holster and belt of Frank James. We'll talk more about this when we get out there, but the bombing of the house, it's a reconstruction, I guess, of what it looked like. Looks like there was snow on the ground when it happened. Yeah, we're gonna go see that house next. Speaking of the bombing, the original Pinkerton bomb, like I said, we'll discuss this more, so keep this in mind when we get out there, but original bomb, holy smokes. One of the members of the family actually died in the house when this bomb went off. And there's Jesse's mom. Supposedly she charged people to come up to the house. Well, here she is in front of the house. After he died and she was buried there, she would charge people to come and see Jesse's grave, make some money. Holy cow, it just gets better and better. I'm so glad I did this tour. So that's right outside. We'll go there. This is the original place where Jesse was buried, and that's his mom, the original tombstone. And check this out. It's here on display in the glass case. Jesse W. James. Wow. I cannot believe they still have this. Wow. Oh, and there's another photo of it. I'll zoom in a little bit for you. But we'll see that right outside. And there's another picture of his mom with it. But this is it. Holy cow, I did not expect to see any of this today. I thought I was just coming to see the farm. Did not expect all of this. This is really awesome to see. It's so worth it if you're in this area. Robe of Frank James, Jesse James' brother. Oh, there's even a hole in it too. And there's a photo of Anna James, who was Jesse's sister-in-law, Frank's wife. This is one of her dresses. Sorry for the reflection. It's just how it is when you film a museum type video. This is some of her stuff too. Her handbag. Wow, a mirror. Canes. Gosh, look at these little binoculars. Glasses too. Wow, this is really cool. So okay, so look at that. You got Anna's dress, and over to the right, Frank's robe. Okay, this is really cool. So Frank James' son, Bob, had a 3-hole course on the James farm. Look at his old golf bag. I love playing golf, so I thought this was interesting. And his golf shoes, oh my gosh, guy had like tiny feet. You can't tell in the camera, but these are really tiny. This is maybe like a size 8 in the man's size. Wow. Well, we've seen everything we can see in here. And now follow sidewalk for self-guided tour. And the James house is up that way. Before we go see the house, I want to check out some historic photos because I love this stuff. So that was Bob James, son of Frank. Always in the white shirt there with friends, late 1920s. Cabin circa 1960s. Wow, they really cleaned it up. Zerelda with visitors, early 1900s. Zerelda at Jesse's grave, we already saw that. Family in the yard, circa 1880s. So there's the whole gang. Wow. I found out in that with that video, because this one here is Zerelda with visitors. I found out that Zerelda would have people come to tour the house. We talked about her paying people paying to see Jesse's grave. And then not only that, then Frank charged people too to come tour the house, because after Jesse died, the legend just became even bigger. Like I said in the very beginning of the video, there was about 28 feature films made about Jesse James. All right, friends, let's go take a walk to the house. I just have to say, I'm so impressed not only with this museum, but the girl that was working here, she's super nice. Holy cow. Even asked where I was from. Have I ever been here before? Not only that, but like, since I'm making a YouTube video about this, most museums that I have filmed, they usually roll the eyes if you're filming, or they say, hey, no filming, or like the other day, hey, no, they're asking about my microphone and stuff. But anyway, she was like, hey, if you're vlogging this, I'm going to give you some papers to kind of help you out on your self-guided tour. And I was like, okay. So cool. Anyway, right now, walking the path on the James farm. So after the family died, I think from what I read in there is Frank's son Robert, he didn't have any kids, so there was no heirs to like pass the land and the house down to, something along those lines. And basically the town or the county bought the house. So this is all owned by the town, and they still obviously continue to do tours today. And there's the house. All right, so we made it up to the house, and I have a new friend here. His name is Dan. He works here. He knows, I would imagine, almost anything about the farm and the James family, and he's going to take us on a little tour, which is easy for me because then I don't have to read through, 4 pages of notes. So, Dan, if you will, you wanna?
You ready to go?
Yes, sir.
All right.
So he's gonna let us take a quick peek.
So Jesse never saw this side of the cabin. There was a building there about a third of the size when he was growing up, but it was in bad shape. So his mother took it down, and in 1893 she had somebody build 2 rooms. And Frank, Jesse's brother, moved back here in 1911 when his mother died, and Frank was getting old, so they invited their son Bob James and his wife to come too. And Bob lived here till the late 1950s. And he added the last section there we call the modern kitchen because it has electricity.
And Bob didn't have any kids?
No
right,
kids.
So then there was no more heirs to...
Right, Frank's line ended with Bob.
Yeah, okay.
And there are no more of Jesse's relatives with the last name James anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
And then after Bob died, it was the county or the town that bought?
Well, Jesse had some grandsons, and there were 3 grandsons that had been trying to keep things up and keeping it open, but it was in bad shape when they finally were convinced that they couldn't keep it up themselves anymore, so they sold it to the county in 1978.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
And now the county pays for the upkeep and...
Yeah, right. And, visitors just paying the entry fee help cover some of those costs too. But
awesome.
It's 40 acres now, but was 275 when the James family lived here.
Wow. Does it mostly go out that way?
It probably went both west and east and north.
Okay. Where do you want to start? You want to start on the inside? I would like to discuss when the bombing happened.
Yeah, we can start anywhere. I can kind of show you we kind of look at this side, and we can look at this side before you go in.
Okay.
Now this is the 1822, 203-year-old side of the cabin.
Right.
That Jesse would have seen. Still looks like it did in the days that they lived here. So the door on the far left is the original kitchen, and that's where the Pinkertons threw the firebomb in. And the door there on the right is the bedroom, Jesse's mother's bedroom.
Oh, on the right.
Yes.
Okay. And that's why he's buried there, so she could
she angled her bed so she could just kind of lift her head up and keep an eye on where he was buried.
Yeah. I can't believe the original tombstone was in
It went from 8 feet to a couple.
I saw it was really tall, but I did not expect to see that in there. That was something.
Yeah, it's pretty well. And over here, the footstone is actually the original footstone.
Has
his initials on this end of it.
Okay.
So that's pretty neat.
That's awesome. Wow.
Yeah, the logs over on the left side are original logs. There are some on the right side that had to be replaced when they did the restoration.
Oh, nice. Can we go take a look?
Yeah, original windows, even a lot of the glass is original.
Holy cow. It reminds me of like the glass you see in like really old churches.
Right.
Can we stand on here?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, original stuff.
This is the room. We're on the porch here, but this is the building that Jesse would have known.
Okay.
And then that's the 2 rooms that his mother added when she took that down.
Oh, I see.
But yeah, the original tombstone, she was 6 feet, so it's at least 8 feet.
She was tall. I saw like how do you measure up to the James, and I was like, I feel short compared to them. Wow. And then this was her room.
Yep.
Yeah. Is that the original bed?
No, somebody that did was part of the restoration saw a date on it. It was after Jesse was killed. So,
okay.
But it's his mother's bed for sure.
Yeah.
But not where Jesse was born.
Gotcha.
Not the bed anyway.
Right.
But yeah, a lot of original wood. This piece up here with the pegs in it is pretty neat because this is a really old piece of oak. Pretty
Wow.
neat.
Could we go see his?
Yeah.
And I know, obviously they had slaves. There was the slave quarters.
That's a replica of the slave quarters.
Oh, okay.
I believe it was in that general area.
Okay.
And there was a barn back in that area too. Has not been there for quite a few years.
Yeah.
Yeah, his initials are on this end of it.
So this is original. Wow. I can't believe the casket was inside too.
Yeah, it was 1902 they dug him up to move him to the town of Kearney to Mount Olivet.
Yeah.
And it was a stormy, rainy day, and they did a fast and pretty poor job when they removed him. So yeah, when the county dug it again in 1978, that's when they discovered the casket that had been just thrown back in. They discovered a tuft of Jesse's hair.
Gosh. I saw the bullet. I didn't realize he had that in him for all those years.
Yeah.
That bullet. Like we said, his grave site, original grave site, is right there, so his mom could keep an eye on him right through there.
Got some other people. Do you want to? Is it okay to go inside
Yes.
with them too?
Oh, that's fine. Totally fine. So we're gonna go take a peek. And when that bomb came in, it went, they like scooped it up with a shovel and threw it in the fire.
The fireplace where it exploded, yeah.
Right.
Hello.
Hi.
Would you like to come in?
Sure can.
Take a peek. You guys are on a road trip, I heard?
Yeah, we're just driving home from Kearney City.
Nice. All right, sneak peek inside the house.
Was the living room, the parlor for him, that was more private. When these two rooms were added, the room over there was the original parlor, but Frank and Annie moved back here in 1911 when his mother died, and after Frank died, his wife used that as her bedroom over there because she lived here until 1944.
Mm-hmm.
And their son Bob James lived here until the late 1950s, and he added this room over here. We call it the modern kitchen because it has electricity.
Oh,
Yeah. So you can peek in if you want.
The modern kitchen.
And the electricity still works.
Ah, look at that. Wow.
And they said either Frank's wife or Bob's wife did the stenciling up there, which is pretty neat. Hasn't faded because the sun doesn't get to it, which is neat.
Kitchen.
No original James family furniture in these rooms.
Oh my gosh, look at his phone.
Yeah, they said Frank had that installed when he moved back here in 1911.
Wow.
That's the bedroom. His mother angled her bed after he was killed so she could just keep an eye by looking out the window at where he was originally buried. Yeah.
oh.
It's old photos. More photos. And this is his mother's bedroom, so there's the door.
No, maybe a little lopsided.
That's Frank's case down there. He loved to read, and he would carry books when he was in his wagon and traveling very far. So that's pretty neat.
And this is Frank and Anna's room.
Yeah, well, especially after Frank died, this became her bedroom. They had a little cabin out closer to the road.
Okay.
When they came back in 1911. But when he died, she moved into this room to be closer to where her son was here.
Is this wallpaper that was on?
It is 1893 wallpaper.
Wow. Makes it have an interesting look today.
Yeah, you look closely, you can
Gosh.
still see all the designs in it.
Yeah. That's something. And they just leave it as is. It actually makes it look pretty cool.
When you come out, you kind of have to step over this to the 203-year-old section. We call this cabin style a saddlebag style.
It's hard to see, but that's the fireplace. And when the bomb came in, that's the fireplace, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And then a family member died from
Well, yeah, her 8-year-old son.
That was it, yeah.
Jesse's half brother.
Right. His half brother, 8-year-old. And he I guess he would have died right in here.
Yeah. And Zerelda lost a good section of her arm.
Oh yeah.
In the
Did she have to have? No, she didn't have it amputated. I'm surprised.
Yeah, she did.
Oh,
just
okay.
below the elbow.
Okay.
And she did that here.
Wow. Jeez.
A tough lady.
Was that the window over there?
Yes.
Okay. How many people came when that happened? Like the guys that were throwing it in?
They're not sure the number. Some of the story is that they found a gun with the initials of the Pinkertons that somebody had dropped, but there were several, it sounded like.
Right. I'm from the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and in the Fort Worth stockyards, they still have like the original Pinkerton building, like the agency.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Well, and the Pinkertons still exist.
Yeah.
So.
That's awesome. So this is the James farm. That was awesome. So up here, let's go check this out. This is I think Dan was saying a replica, because obviously they had slaves here. Yeah. This is a replica of one of the slave cabins. Slavery was introduced in Missouri, as they say, in 1720. Wow. I remember when I was touring George Washington's home, Mount Vernon, and they had the entire slave quarters. I mean, it was a bunch of buildings, but you could see. Very sad. A terrible time in American history for sure, but "15-year-old Jesse was plowing the fields near this location in 1863 when militia soldiers surrounded him and demanded information on the whereabouts of his brother Frank James." They talked about that in the video too, and that was just another. Keep in mind, Jesse was 15 years old then, and he was getting the crap kicked out of him by these militia soldiers, and that just triggered, more hatred towards them. But wow, there you go. It talks about the violence and hatred of the Civil War led Jesse to join the guerrilla forces. It's hard to picture today what happened here on these grounds all those years ago, but Jesse would have been plowing out here, would have been slaves working here, unfortunately. Attacks on the farm. Bombs being thrown in the window. A lot of dark history happened here on the James farm. But you know what? I'm so glad to see this. Let's go check out that window. So this is the window that the Pinkertons threw the bomb through. I know. Oh, there you go. Okay. They threw it in and it was kicked into the fireplace there. And I hope I got it on camera. Dan was talking about Jesse's half-brother, 8-year-old half-brother, was killed right in this very room. And his mom, part of her arm had to be amputated from the pieces of the bomb. And I'll throw it in now, but in the museum, we got to see the original, half of a piece of the original bomb that was thrown in here. So look at that, right through the window. Wow. So this is original. It says this was his mom's. I love how much the original house and the things in it are still kept to this day. I couldn't show the 20-minute video, but it talked about Jesse's stepfather was once upon a time when it was either Union soldiers or militiamen or something, but they were coming to the James farm for information, and they were beating on Jesse's stepfather. And the tree's not here anymore, but he said it was right back here that he was actually hanged for information. Not hanged till he was dead, but hanged, let loose. So that happened right here. So Dan, I just want to thank you. I said that I probably would have been here an hour longer going through my notes if it wasn't for you to kind of give me a little private tour here. So I very much appreciate it.
Glad to do it.
Anyone who wants to come and see the James farm in this area, highly suggest it. Dan, I'm assuming you work here most of the week.
Oh, 3-4 days.
3-4 days a week.
Yeah.
This is your like fun
Yes,
hobby and
exactly
retirement
right.
thing to do. Yeah. Awesome.
I'm about the same age as Frank James was when he died. So,
Oh, okay.
but I feel a lot healthier.
Yeah, well, that's good. Well, you look healthy too. So anyway, just want to say thanks. And this was an absolute pleasure to be here at the James farm today. Such a cool piece of history. So glad I got to come see it. Oh my God, I'm so happy I came to do this. Because I was talking about the girl who works at the desk. She was super nice to me. She's like, hey, if you're vlogging, here you go. And then Dan up there, I had like notes and notes, and then she gave me more notes on stuff about this house. And he basically gave us the tour, which, why not hear it from a professional like him who knows so much more than I do. I just can't say enough about this place. If you're in anywhere near this area, highly recommend coming out and seeing the James farm, because this was absolutely amazing. Well, y'all, that's gonna wrap it up for this tour. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. This was absolutely amazing to come here. Now I'm driving about an hour up to St. Joseph, Missouri, as they were saying in the video. And I'm going to go see the home where Jesse James died, and as well as I'll come back here and see his grave. So that video will be out after this one. Stay tuned, like this. Let me know where you want to go next in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.